Hare Krishna, all devotees. So before I start, I want to pay my humble obeisances to my Siksha Guru and respectful obeisances to our Guru Maharaj. This is Purushottam month, which is very close to Lord Krishna. So um, I want to take this opportunity to thank MMD Prabhu for giving me opportunity to speak on this auspicious month on Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Sloka number 18. Before I start, let me quickly have small kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivardhari, यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवन चारी यमुना तीरवन चारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातम् अहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारुणम्। Let me see my screen for the words. So 1 second, I am not able to share my screen. Just let me know if you are able to see it. I'm getting one error here. Please confirm once you are able to see my screen.
Yes, Prabhu, it is visible.
So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Sloka 18. किरातहूनान्ध्र पुलिन्द पुल्कसा अभीर्षुम्भवा यवना खसादयः येन्ने च पापा यदपाश्रयाश्रया शुध्यन्ति तस्मै प्रभु विष्णवे नमः। हुनान्ध्र पुलिन्द पुल्कसा अभीर्षुम्भ यवना खसादयः येन्ने च पापा यदपाश्रयाश्रयः शोध्यन्ति तस्मै प्रभु विष्णवे नमः। Word by word meaning. Kirat, a province of old Bihar. Huna, part of Germany and Russia. Andhra, a province of South India. Pulind, the Greeks. Pulkasaha, another province. Abhira, part of old Sindh. Sambhava, another province. Yavanaha, the Turks. Khas Adhya, the Mongolian province, yea, even those Anne others, cha also papaha addicted to sinful acts, yet whose Asreha, having taken shelter of the devotees of the Lord, Shuddhanti, at once purified, Tasmai, unto him, Prabha Vishnave, unto the powerful Vishnu, Namaha, my respectful for obeisances. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. किरत किरात हून आंध्र पुलिंद पुलकसा अभीर संभ शुंभ yavana members of khasa races and even other addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Due to his being the supreme power, I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Purport. Kirat, a province of old Bharatvarsha mentioned in Bhishma Parva of Mahabharat. Generally, the Kiratas are known as Aboriginal tribes of India, and in modern days of Santal Parganas in Bihar and Chota Nagpur might comprise the old province named Kirata. Huna, the area of East Germany and part of Russia is known as the province of Hunas. Accordingly, sometimes a kind of hill tribe is known as the Hunas. Andhra, a province in South India mentioned in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata. It is still extant under the same name. Pulinda. It is mentioned in Mahabharata Adi Parva 174.38 with the inhabitants of the province of the name Pulinda. The country was conquered by Bhishma Deva and Sahadeva. The Greeks are known as Pulindas, and it is mentioned in one Parva of Mahabharata that the non-Vedic races of this part of the world, would rule over the world. This Pulinda province was also one of the province of Mahabharata, province of Bharata. The inhabitants were classified amongst the Kshatriya kings, but later on, due to their giving up the Brahminical culture, they were mentioned as Malechas, just as those who are not followers of Islamic culture are not called Kafirs, and those who are not followers of Christian culture are called Heathens. Abhira. This name also appears in Mahabharata, both in Sabha Parv and Bhishma Parv. It is mentioned that the province was situated on the river Saraswati in Sindh. The modern Sindh province formerly extended on the other side of Arabian Sea, and all the inhabitants of that province were known as Abhiraj. They were under the domination of Maharaja Yudhishthir. And according to the statements of Markandeya and Mlechas of this part of the world world, would also rule over Bharata. Later on, this proved to be true. As in the case of Pulindas, on behalf of Pulindas, Alexander the Great conquered India, and on behalf of Abhiraj, Muhammad Ghori conquered India. These Abhiraj were also formerly Kshatriyas within Brahmanical culture, but they gave up the connection. The Kshatriyas who are afraid of Parashurama and had hidden themselves in Caucasian hilly region later on became known as the Abhiras, and the place they inhabited was known as Abhira Desha. Sumbhas or Kanakas, the inhabitants of Kanak province of old Bharat, mentioned in Mahabharata. Yavanas. Yavan was the name of the sons of Maharaj Yayati, who was given the part of the world known as Turkey to rule. Therefore, Turks and Yavanas are due to being descendants of Maharaja Yavan. The Yavanas were therefore Kshatriyas. And later on, by giving up the Brahminical culture, they became Mlechas Yavanas. Description of Yavanas are in the Mahabharata, Adi Parv 85.34. Another prince called Turvashu was also known as Yavana, and his country was conquered by Sahadeva, one of the Pandavas. The western Yavana joined with Duryodhana in the battle of Kurukshetra under the pressure of Karna. It was also foretold that these Yavanas also would conquer India, and it proved to be true. Khasha. The inhabitants of the Khas Desha are mentioned in Mahabharata Drona Parva. Those who have stunted growth of hair on the upper lip are generally called khasas. As such, the khasas are the and Mongolians, the Chinese and others who are so designated. The above mentioned historical names are different nations of the world. Even those who are constantly engaged in sinful acts are all corrigible to standard to the standard of perfect human beings if they take shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Jesus Christ and Muhammad, two powerful devotees of the Lord, have done tremendous service on behalf of the Lord on the surface of the globe. And from the version of Srila Sukdev Goswami, it appears that instead of running the godless civilization in present context of the world situation, if the leadership of world affairs is interested in to the devotees of the Lord, for which worldwide organization under the name and style of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness has already been started, then by the grace of Almighty Lord, there can be thorough change in the heart of human beings all over the world, because the devotees of the Lord are able authorities or to effect such change by purifying the dust-born minds of the people in general. The politicians of the world may remain in the respective position because the pure devotees of the Lord are not interested in political leadership or diplomatic implications. The devotees are interested only in seeing that people in general are not misguided by political propaganda, and that the valuable life of a human being is not spoiled in following a type of civilization which is ultimately doomed. If the politicians, therefore, would be guided by the good counsel of the devotees, then certainly there would be a great change in the world situation by purifying propaganda of the devotees. As shown by Lord Chaitanya, as Sukadev Goswami began his prayer by discussing the word Yat Kirtanam, so also Lord Chaitanya recommended that simply by glorifying the Lord's holy name, a tremendous change of heart can take place by which a complete misunderstanding between the human nations created by politicians can at once be extinguished. And after the extinction of the fire of misunderstanding, other prophets will follow. The destination is to go back home, back to Godhead, as we have several times discussed in these pages. According to the cult of devotion, generally known as Vaishnava cult, there is no bar against anyone's advancing in the matter of God realization. A Vaishnava is powerful enough to turn into a Vaishnava, even the Kirata, etc. As ever mentioned, in Bhagavad Gita 9.32, it is said by the Lord that there is no bar to becoming a devotee of the Lord. Even those who are lowborn or women, Sudras, Vaishyas, and by becoming a devotee, everyone is eligible to return home back to Godhead. The only qualification is that one takes shelter of pure devotee of the Lord who has thorough knowledge in the transcendental science of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone from any part of the world who becomes well conversant in the science of Krishna and a pure devotee becomes a pure devotee and a spiritual master of for the general mass of people, and may reclaim them by purification of heart. Though a person be even the most sinful man, he can at once be purified by systematic contact with pure Vaishnava. A Vaishnava therefore can accept a bona fide disciple from any part of the world without any consideration of caste and creed, and promote him by regulative principles to the status of pure Vaishnava, who is transcendental to the Brahminical culture. The system of caste or Varnashram Dharma is no longer regular even amongst the so-called followers of the system, nor it is now possible to establish the institutional function in the present context of social, political, and economical revolution. Without any reference to the particular custom of a country, one can be accepted to the Vaishnava cult spiritually, and there is no hindrance in the transcendental process. So, by the order of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the cult of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita can be preached by the all over the world, reclaiming all the persons willing to accept the transcendental cult. Such cultural propaganda by the devotees will certainly be accepted by all persons who are reasonable and inquisitive without any particular bias for the custom of the country. The Vaishnava never accepts another Vaishnava on the basis of birthright, just as he never thinks of the deity of the Lord in temple as an idol. And to remove all doubts in this connection, Srila Sukdev Goswami has invoked the blessings of the Lord, who is all powerful. Prabhu Vishnave Namaha. As all powerful Lord accepts the humble service of his devotee in devotional service of uh, in devotional activities of Archana, his form as the worshipable deity in the temple. Similarly, the body of a pure Vaishnava changes transcendently at once when he gives himself up to the service of the Lord and is trained by a qualified Vaishnava. The injection of Vaishnava regulation in this connection runs as follows. Arche Vishnu Siladhir Gurushu Nar Matir Vaishnavi Jati Buddhi Sri Vishnur Nami Shabd Shamanya Buddhi, etc. One, one should not consider the deity of the Lord as worshipped in the temple to be an idol, nor should one consider the authorized spiritual master or an ordinary man, nor should one consider a pure Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste, etc. Padam Purana. The conclusion is that the Lord, being all powerful, can any every under an under any and every circumstance accepts anyone from any part of the world, either personally or through his bona fide manifestation as the spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya accepted many devotees from communities other than Varnashrama, and he himself declared to teach us that he does not belong to any caste or social order of life, but he is eternal servant of the Lord, who maintains the themselves of Vrindavana, Lord Krishna. That is the way of self-realization. Om Tat Sat. Om Agyantam Nandashi Gananjana Salakya Chaksurunmilitam Yen Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्णम स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मयं ददाति शपथान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपत्कमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहिगणस्य वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहिगण श्री ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल. So this purport was really big, and I'll just quickly explain this sloka. And this is very important sloka because it talks about how a sinful person who is like below, who is of low caste, or like who has done so much of activities in his past, so much of bad sinful activities in his past, can also be purified. How? It by taking the shelter of the devotees. So these are the two main this is the main important point in covered in this sloka, that even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of devotees of the Lord. So that purification comes only through the shelter of devotees. There are no material barriers here. Krishna is openly declaring that God realization or Krishna consciousness can be can be performed by anyone. It doesn't come with like any birthrights or any heredity or biological things. So even the person who is born in Sudra family or any other country, it doesn't depend. It is open to everyone. There is no background test, right? Like when you apply for a new job or something, right? Uh, in a particular company, or if you uh, apply for a school or college, they do background checks. They need your character certificate to. But here Krishna is openly saying, like, the door is wide open. If you are taking one step towards me, and I'll take 10 steps towards you. Just come, and you will be just take this step and you will be purified. So this is a bumper offer which is provided by bumper sale offer which is running, which Krishna is running, and we just have to turn towards him and taste this nectar. When nectar came out by churning the ocean, the Rakshasas, they were so these Rakshasas and Devtas, they started fighting for this nectar, but this nectar is freely available to us. Even though we are so much of sinful, we have done so much of sinful activities in the past. Now it's the time that we take the shelter of his pure devotee and start tasting this nectar. So this is a pure offer uh, being which is being run by Krishna. So one more thing which uh, Krishna Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport is Bhagavad Gita 9.32. It says Mahi Partha Vyapasritya Yepi Shio Papiyonah Striyo Veshyastha Sudrosti Api Yanti Param Gatim. O son of Partha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower worth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Sudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. So this is the sloka from Bhagavad Gita, which is directly coming from the mouth of Krishna. So here Krishna also he affirms this, that anyone, it's not dependent of anything. Anyone who can come to Krishna, and then by taking the process of Krishna consciousness and taking the shelter uh, unto the pure devotees of Lord. So I'll take some example here. Let me talk about the power grid analogy. So what happens, like, we all get electricity, right? We get electricity from the powerhouse, but that electricity is coming at very high voltage. If we directly take that high voltage electricity in our house, what will happen? Nothing will work. Everything will be blasted out, or the functions, these equipments, whatever we have at home, it will start failing. But if we include in uh, this equipment called transformer in between, then that high voltage electricity can also be transferred easily to the houses. So uh, in the similar manner, this transformer which you see here is the pure devotees of Lord. So the mercy which is coming from or we can say, like, the purity, uh, the I'm not getting the right word, but whatever mercy Krishna is providing, it is, if it comes through the pure devotees of the Lord, people in general will be able to benefit it in a right manner. Otherwise, many people uh, who doesn't take the shelter of the devotees, they try to reach to Krishna or Supreme Lord on its own way. They get misled. Some people go to Himalaya to do tapasya, but what they do, like, even after going there, their mind is not uh, stable. They are thinking about a lot of things. That happens because they are not taking the shelter of Krishna. So that transformer is needed to convert that high voltage electricity to come to your house in a right manner. That is how the mercy, the purification will easily come through the shelter of the Lord. There is one more sloka here, which says, this one sloka which I wanted to quote, that Chaturvarnyam Maya system gun karma vivagasya tasya kartarmapi mam vidya kartaram avyayam. So, according to three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So, people in general in this society, they think like only the son of Brahmana is Brahmana, and they consider low class families as low caste. But when this Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita 4.13 that these this whole system was created by Krishna based on the work, the good karma. that the nature and the work the one person do, but at the end all of them can reach Krishna. So when and then Prabhupada also highlighted in this purport at the bottom when I was reading that a Vaishnava only Vaishnava doesn't see everyone as a different caste or low class or anything. They think themselves as human being, and they try to give the prasad of Krishna to everyone, right? Like one more example, let me take here. Like when Srila Prabhupada at his at the age of 66 uh, went to Western country, these uh, Americans, they never heard about Lord Krishna. They never heard about anything. But Prabhupada didn't discriminated anything there. Prabhupada was Prabhupada has preached to everyone and accepted Americans as his disciples. So he hasn't discriminated anyone because this Krishna consciousness is available to everyone. That is what Krishna says. So uh, that is what is being observed in real life in ISKCON through Srila Prabhupada. Now I want to take one more example here. Uh, I want to take some more examples here of uh, on this topic. Like Sabri was born in low caste family, but she she had faith. She in her spiritual master. Her spiritual master said that you just need to wait for wait here and do the chanting of Lord Ram, and Lord Ram will come here to accept you. He She waited so long that she became so old and people were laughing at her, but she continued to wait for Lord Ram, even though she and then to welcome Ram at his Lord Ram in his small kutir. She started keeping the what you call jujubes, that bear, and she was eating, tasting uh, whether it is like sweet or not. So whatever was sweet, she was keeping that for Lord Ram. In this case, we can see like her bhav, her what do you call devotion was to serve Lord Ram, even though she was not doing it right. Like we should not eat anything before without offering to Lord Krishna. But her devotion was here. Her devotion was accepted by Lord Ram here. So one may think like how it can happen. Even Lakshman, he was not able to uh, accept it, but then Lord Ram accepted it because it was the pure devotion which she pure devotion and the faith which she received from her spiritual master was shown here. Another example comes from Mirgari. uh, Mirgari, he was such a cruel person that he was leaving the animals half killed. See, he was uh, enjoying the pain of half killed animals. But then when he came uh, under the association of under the association of Narad Muni, he became so purified. He became so much purified that he was while walking also he was so much careful that he shouldn't kill an ant. There is another example of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was born as Muslim, but then he became as he became so close to Lord Chaitanya, and he was chanting like 300,000 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a day. So these examples shows us that anyone can accept Krishna consciousness. It's just that we need to go take the shelter of pure devotee, consider spiritual master in your life, and then you can take this path and then you can also be purified. And one more thing here is my screen. Let me see my screen here. One more point which I want to mention here is Krishna also says in Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna. Let me read this sloka. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Aham Bhakta Paradino Hiya ashvantra iva duis sadhubhigrast hirdayo bhakter bhakta janapriyaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said to the Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the course of their heart. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. So Krishna also confirms this here that Krishna is uh, Krishna is Bhakta Pradhina and dependent on the will of the devotees of Krishna. So if we serve devotees, we are automatically serving Krishna. One we are it's already 6:40, but I'll quickly take one more example of Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj, when he was about to end his Ekadasi fast, he was waiting for Durvasa Muni, but then Durvasa Muni didn't came, and based on the suggestions of his guru, uh, he ate tulsi dal, and Durvasa Muni got angry on him, but he never ran away there. He was still silent and was pleasing Durvasa. But then Lord Krishna was not able to accept it. He sent his Sudarshan Chakra to Durvasa, and even uh, when Durvasa went to the Lord Vishnu, even Lord Vishnu said, I can't save it. You need to go back to my devotee. So Durvasa Muni had to come back to Amrish Maharaj and surrender unto him and ask for forgiveness to uh, and then the Sudarshan Chakra went back to Vishnu. So that is one example that Krishna Bhagwan is Bhakta Paradhin. So if we are serving devotees, if we are taking the shelter of the devotees, automatically Krishna will be happy. And when Krishna will be happy, that the voltage that he want to send it to us, that will easily pass through the pure devotion, in pure devotion through the spiritual master or pure devotees. And I'll end with one um real life application, which we can apply in order to take this path, that is devotee shelter, and how we take the devotee shelter, how we can take the shelter of the pure devotees or the spiritual master. First of all, we need to accept the spiritual master, and then we need to do three things. That is Sravanam, Sadhu Sangha, and Anukulasya. Sravanam is like we need to hear from the spiritual master, or we need to hear from the senior Vaishnavas, pure devotees. And then Sadhu Sangha is the association. Association also is very important. We need to have the association, because if we are taking the association of non-devotees, we will become non-devotees. If we are taking the association of devotees, we will become devotees. And if we are taking the association of like pure devotees, then we are on the path of becoming a pure devotee. So that is what we need to. That is why we need to have sadhu sangha, and then anukulasya, that is accepting and practicing daily habits that supports our spiritual path under the guidance of Vaishnavas. So that habits, that is which uh, which we need to uh, start from in our life is as Srila Prabhupada said, like read my books. So we need to read Srila Prabhupada books, and Prabhupada mentioned 16 rounds of chanting. So we need to those who are not chanting, they can start with one, two, like slowly we need to reach 16 rounds. 16 round is minimum which Srila Prabhupada suggested for our movement. And uh, reading Bhagavatam, uh, chanting the holy name, and remembering the Lord, and listening from the senior devotees. So these are the practical applications which we can which we can use to apply in our life to take this path which is provided in the in this sloka for Krishna consciousness. Thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rituraj Prabhu, for your nice explanation. I have a few points to share. Maybe Veda Mataji would like to do translations, then I will wait.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Prabhu. So, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rituraj Prabhu. It was a very nice class. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಋತುರಾಜ್ ಪ್ರಭುಗಳು 2.4.18 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಪಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಸಾರಾಂಶ ಮಾತ್ರ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಪುಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಜಾತಿ ಧರ್ಮ, ನೀವ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕುಲಕ್ ಸೇರಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪಾಪ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾಪಗಳು ಅದು ವ್ಯಾನಿಶ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಬಂಪರ್ ಆಫರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಸೇಲ್ಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಅಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಯಾತರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬಂಪರ್ ಆಫರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಸಹ ಆ ಒಂದು ನೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಮೃತಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ, ಜಗಳ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಅದು ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ 9.32 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ನನ್ನ ಶರಣಾಗತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರು ಲೋವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣಿನ ಜನ್ಮ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಲೋವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ನನಗೆ ಶರಣಾಗತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿಯ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಪವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಇಂದ ಬರುವಾಗ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅದು ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಅವಾಂತರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪವರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಡಿವೋಟಿ, ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಡಿವೋಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ದೇವರ ಒಂದು ಕೃಪೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ, ಮರ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೇಗ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಶರಣಾಗತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಆ ದೇವರ ಒಂದು ಕೃಪೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 4.13 ಭಗವಂತನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚತುರ್ವರ್ಣಮಯ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಈ 4 ವರ್ಣಗಳನ್ನ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಭೌತಿಕ ಜಗತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣನ ಮಗ ಆಗಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ, ಶೂದ್ರನ ಮಗನಾಗಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಶೂದ್ರ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಒಂದು ಗುಣ ಕರ್ಮಾನುಸಾರ ಅವನ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಡೆಸಿಗ್ನೇಷನ್, ಅವನ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಣ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ 4.13 ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ 66ನೇ ಒಂದು ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನ ಅವರು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನೋಡಿ, ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅದು, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿದ್ರು. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಏನದು ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಬರೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ. ಶಬರಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಲೋವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ, ಅವ್ರು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಂದು ಕೀಳ್ಮಟ್ಟದ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಗುರು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ರಾಮನ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ವೃದ್ಧಾತ್ಮ್ಯ ಆದ್ರೂನು ಸಹ ಅವ್ರು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಾಮನ ಒಂದು ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವರು ಕಚ್ಚಿ ತಿಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿದಾಗ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಕೂಡ ಅನ್ಕೋತಾನಂತೆ, ಏನಿದು ಎಂಜಿಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಭಗವಂತ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವೇನೇ ಆಹಾರ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಭಗವಂತನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಶಬರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣಗೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಭಗವಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಕ್ತಿನ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೊರತು ನೀವ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿದ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಮೃಗಾರಿಯ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಮೃಗಾರಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ, ಅರ್ಧ ಜೀವನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿನ ಅರ್ಧ ಜೀವ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ವೆಲೆವೆಲ್ಲ ಒದ್ದಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದ ಅವನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನಾರದ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಯರ ಒಂದು ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯ, ಒಂದು ಸಾಧು ಸಂಘ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯದಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಡೆಯುವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಇರುವೆ ಬಂದ್ರು ಆ ಇರುವೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ತೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಂತ ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಂತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಹರಿದಾಸ್ ಠಾಕೂರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅವರು ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ವಂಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಅವರು ನಾಮಾಚಾರ್ಯರಾದ್ರು. ಅವರು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 3000 ಬಾರಿ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ವರ್ಣ ಕುಲ ಭೇದ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ದಿರ ನಾವು ಭಗವಂತನ ಶರಣಾಗತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ದೇವ್ರು ಯಾವ್ದು ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭಕ್ತಿನ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಭಗವಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾಗವತದಲ್ಲಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿವೋಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಭಗವಂತನ ಬಂಧಿಸೋದು ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಕ್ತರಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಒಂದು ಭೌತಿಕ ಜೀವನದ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರವಣ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಧು ಸಂಘ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ್ಯಸ್ಯ ಅಂತ 3 ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಶ್ರವಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಕೇಳೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಧು ಸಂಘ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾರ ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ಗುಣ ನಮಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಕೆಟ್ಟವರ ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಗುಣ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಭಕ್ತರ ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸಹ ಭಕ್ತರಾಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಭಕ್ತರ ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಉತ್ತಮ ಭಕ್ತರಾಗುವಂತ ಅವಕಾಶ ನಮಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅನುಕೂಲಸ್ಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್. ನಾವೇನು ನಮಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಾ ಗುರುಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ಗುರುಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ನ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುಕೂಲ್ಯಸ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 16 ಮಾಲೆ ಚಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಭಾಗವತಂನ ಓದುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು, ನಂತರ ಭಕ್ತರ ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕದ ಸಾರಾಂಶ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕುಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಮತ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಭಗವಂತನಿಗೆ ಶರಣಾಗದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅವನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಲಿತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಐ ಕಲ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Veda Mataji. So any questions you have? Rituraj Prabhu is still available. Okay, so thank you, Rituraj Prabhu, for your nice explanation. Yeah, and you mentioned, many people, devotees, they have born in different castes, like Shabari, Haridas Thakur, and the other devotees. But though they were born in different castes or low birth, they are still eligible to become a devotee. And that was possible. You also mentioned that by the mercy of a devotee, Krishna blesses his devotees through his pure devotees, his representatives, Pratinidhi. We call them Guru or Acharya. So also you have given that analogy is very nice. The transformer analogy is very good. So the representatives of the Lord, the devotees, they are the one, they can distribute. When transformer distributes electricity equally in a balanced way, the devotees or acharyas also, they distribute it. It's very nice. You also mentioned that, Krishna is Aham Bhakta Paradena. So though he is the Supreme Lord, but he still have that loving exchange from his devotees. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So what I would like to mention here is this verse is the best example for Sanatan Dharma. So Sanatan Dharma, actually these days people, they do not have proper understanding as per Sastric references. They have their own mental concoction, they do it. But here, in these words, it is mentioned that this Bharat is not a single nation. This includes the whole world. That's why these words begin with Kirata Hona Ndrapulinda Pulka Shabhirajam Vashyavana Kashadaya. So all these people, they are all in Bharatavarsha only, and they are not somewhere else. And Srila Prabhupada gives elaborated explanation like East Germany, Russia, and Egypt, Andhra. All these people, they belong to single nation. They are not in a different world. So we can say in the different planet, different citizens are available, but they are also devotees of the Lord. And those who rebel against, they will become atheists. So this way, the Sanatan Dharma is spreading all over the world. Nobody can able to destroy it because it is formed by the Supreme Lord. That is why Rituraj Prabhu also mentioned in Chaturvarnam Maya system Gunakarma Vibhagashya. So finally Prabhupada concludes here that the conclusion is that the Lord, being all powerful, can under any and every circumstance accept anyone from a part of the world, either personally or through his bona fide manifestation as a spiritual master. They also become devotees of the Lord. So in the words also we can see that Prabhu Vaishnave Namaha. The last line it says, Ye anyecha papa yad apashraya ashrayaha shuddhanti tasmai Prabhu Vaishnave Namaha. Prabhu Vaishnave Namaha means by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. So we can mention like Srila Prabhupada, he went to the Western world and he introduced this Krishna consciousness, and he stated that everybody is children of Krishna. And he says, he gives reference that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Prabhaktati. And also he mentioned that Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loki. That means all the living entities in all the planets, cosmos, they are all part and parcel of Krishna. Okay, so by deeply going these words, we can understand Sukadeva Goswami mode also. So I thank all of you for joining very nicely. So I once again thank Rituraj Prabhu for his time and dedication. Hare Krishna. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.